the dog pound allowed in church? What's happening? Only here, where the magic happens. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kelly. So there are these wonderful things that I've gotten to use when I have a sore muscle. And some of you may have used them. They're called Salonpas. And they're these stick-on things that have mentholatum in them, and you just adhere them wherever something's hurting. And for me, lo and behold, another day or two later, then I hurt a little bit less, and body seems to have healed. And I think they're magic, and I'm almost excited when I have a sore muscle, because I can, almost, because then I can go get one of them. But there's something about mentholatum, I don't know. That's always a good thing. It reminds me of Vicks Vapor Rub. I know, the best thing ever, yes. But I like the ease of it and the simplicity of those patches. And to think that you can just adhere it and you can forget about it and just let it do its thing. Let it do its work. And when you're done with it, you take it off. You can shower in it and go about your daily business. Nobody knows it's there. Sometimes I forget it's there. But it does its thing. I just apply it, and it works. It works. And it heals whatever needs to be healed, and it takes care of whatever issue there is. And I think spirituality is the same way. I think we always try to complicate our spiritual lives. We try to complicate God. We try to complicate love too much. And that's part of our makeup because our brains are working all the time. I mean, billions of things are going on in the brain at any given millisecond that we have no control over. And so as we're going through life and we're doing our thing, all this is going and stuff's happening, and signals are going all over the place, and the brain is telling different parts of the body to do different things, and signals are going back and forth, and they're going all over, and we're just plowing through our day, not aware of it. A lot of us are very unconscious. Isn't that nice that we can be so unconscious of our bodies that we can just go through whatever it is we have to go through, and there's something at work there for us. And that's what the brain does, but that's also what our spirituality can do for us. But I think we need to stop analyzing it and stop thinking about it and just apply it to us, to who we are, like we did in the grounding exercise. If we would just wear the love that we are, if we would just wear goodness and grace, if we would just wear compassion, something like a sweater or something you would wear, the clothing that you would put on. And then you just wear it and then go about life, about your business. And let the wearing of that goodness, that wearing of your divinity, be where you move from. And that once we put that on, there really is nothing else to think about. But just to be aware of what you are wearing. To be aware of what you're clothed in. What you're clothed in. And choosing it. And then let it do its work. You know, this class that I'm in is fascinating. I'm glad I found out this past week I'm not the only student in the class that thinks this way. We read the work, the chapters that were assigned, and it feels like our heads are imploding after we've read it. and we all are ready to quit the class because we think it's impossible to take these concepts in. And I always have to read a couple of days before I write my paper because I've got to let it cogitate. I got to let it do something. And I don't even go back to the book to look at it again because all it's going to do is make me crazy. And it's going to make my head hurt. And all I want to do is let that content settle somewhere inside me. And then lo and behold, on Monday or Tuesday, because our papers are due on Tuesday night, a paper comes out of me. I don't sit and plan it out. I don't think this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. I usually sit with my phone and I dictate into it. Just thoughts are just coming to me. And the paper ends up done. So something happened from the time I finished reading and my head going, and then me coming back a couple of days later and that paper pouring forth out of me. It's kind of like what happens to me here on Sunday mornings, right at this very minute as I'm speaking to you. Something's coming through me that I didn't plan. But I prepare a couple of days. I prepare what and who I am to receive what's coming through me now in this moment. I now know that there's a process. There's a part of me that starts to settle in somewhere around Thursday. It might happen earlier in the week. Stuff is coming to me. I'm just taking it in. I'm letting it sit. I don't know what it means. Sometimes there's 5 or 10 different things moving around, and I think, what the heck? None of those things are connected. I don't know. So I just leave it alone. I leave it alone. Yeah, I let it marinate. Yes. And it's in there, doing its thing. And then somehow, when I stand up here, it speaks out of me. It speaks out of me. Couldn't be any easier. My only job, our only job, I believe, is to take it in, let it sit, be patient. God forbid, right? Ooh. Ooh. And us Virgos in the room, oh, Lord. Those of us who analyze everything, and some of you who are not Virgos, but you still analyze, you got to think about stuff. You got to need to figure it out because I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to get this right, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm just going with that. And we have this consciousness that is us, that is God, that's got everything you ever needed or to know or to do or to be sitting right there waiting for you to open the door. And for you to claim it, that it's yours. And then say to it, go to work. Go to work. You just let it work. Put it on and let it work. It's just that simple. And yet we think there's something to do. And sometimes there is something to do after we are inspired with the answer, or after whatever cogitates inside us may give us something to go do in the world, but that's a different aspect of it. Now you're in the world of manifest reality. Now you're in the relative realm. Now you're acting here, and you're in the doing, not in the being. You're coming from the being, which is first cause, and which inspires you to go do something. So you're taking from the unconscious, and they call it downward causation when you make a choice, and then you move forward. But you got to have that marinade process first. If we would just stop all the frenetic activity and all the thought processes and all the things you think you got to get in a row, all the ducks you want to line up and hope their feathers are together, and the ones you got to kick in a line because that duck's not acting right, and that duck's in the other room, and you think you got to get them all lined up so you can move forward. Most of the time, there's nothing to do. We just need to be. He leadeth me to still waters and restoreth my soul. He didn't say, go to the water, jump in it, roll around, drink a cup of it, wash with it, do your laundry with it, go back, go sit on the bench, come back, dip again 3 times, turn around in circles. He didn't say to do anything. It just goes by the still waters and your soul is restored. Be still and know. That is still my favorite scripture. Be still and know. Because most of the time what I need to hear is be still and know. Be still and know. Because I want to run around and plan everything and get it all down and have all those ducks in a row. Those freaking ducks. Oh. Jeez. I know. It's like I carry around a whole shed full of ducks all the time. What a picture that is. And I'm in there trying to line them all up in the shed and feathers flying all over the place and I'm spitting them out and they're all in my face. I'm doing this when I could just be still and know. Just be still and know. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. It didn't say knock on the door, walk through it, go do a couple of things. Here's a list of things I want you to think about, do, and everything. I just said knock. I'll open the door. Now we're back to meditation again. Sit your butt down. Get quiet. And know that I am God. Know that I have this for you. And then when you're ready, when you've received it all, when you've worn it, when it's you, when it is a part of you, then perhaps you'll make a choice and go do something. But in the moment, just be here. Just be here. I was listening to, this drives Quentin crazy when I'm looking at TikTok, but there's some good stuff on there. There is. There's a lot of nonsense. But if you find some good people to follow, there's some good things in there. And one of them says that before you go to bed, if there's something you are grappling with, that you whisper to yourself, thank you for giving me the resolution to this issue. And go to bed. Don't sit and write. Don't talk about the issue. Don't call your friend and talk about, oh my gosh, this happened again. I can't believe it. What the heck is happening? Whisper it and go to bed. And let this work. Let it marinate. Let something happen while you're sleeping. Let go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And what does it say in that intro? Just let it go. Just let it all go. Let it go. Keep grasping at stuff. Keep fighting with stuff. Keep going back. Say, well, it hadn't worked yet. It looks like I got to step in. I'm going to do this. Take care of it. Because I've had this problem before. I'm going to have to do this again because obviously God's not getting the point. God's not working fast enough. So I'm stepping in. I got this. Well, if we had it, we wouldn't have the issue anymore, right? And if we sat and let it marinate, Maybe if we sat and just let it do its work on us, if we would just take on whatever it is you need. And then there's love, right, Mark? You sang it to us. If Mark sings it to us, it is right. No pressure, Mark, no pressure. In the end, there is love. Always love. Underneath all the stuff you thought you had to figure out is love, is God, is that consciousness that permeates everything, from which everything came. And all we have to do is open up to it. All we have to do is let go and admit that there's something there that has all the answers. And you have access to it in every single moment. So every time you hit a snag, don't go do something, sit. Or be right where you are, standing in line, sitting at work, driving in the car, and let it go. Say, I'm just laying this out there. Do your work. Open your mind, open your arms up wide, and say, thank you for bringing the resolution to this. And wear that vulnerability with spirit. God forbid we think we don't have all the answers. And we really do. But it's not the answers, the ones we have to figure out, the ones we analyze. They're the answers that we have access to that are in consciousness. The answers that were here before you got here in physical form. The answers that are aware of all of the variables in your life and other people's lives, so everybody that you're dealing with that are part of whatever this thing is that you want to resolve, consciousness is aware of all of that and is aware of all of our deepest desires, needs, requirements, whatever it is, all of our issues, all the things we've prayed for. They're in consciousness, is that, all of that, waiting for you to open up and say thank you. Thank you for bringing it. And then receive. And then if there's something for you to do, go do it. There's nothing there for you to do. Don't do. Don't get stressed out thinking, I need to do something. Maybe it's still working. Maybe whatever it is still in the marinades process. Maybe consciousness is at work. If you think of a mobile and you are on one of those strings of the mobile and you shake here, then the rest of the mobile moves. There's a vibration in the rest of the mobile. And something needs to happen. It'll vibrate. It'll vibrate until the right thing for you comes along. And all you got to do is sit there and be ready for it. And usually there's just something for us to be, not do. Because when we change, the things around us change. When we change, when we are presenting, vibrating differently, more lovingly, more peacefully, that's when stuff happens. And most of the time we have nothing to do. The doing is the being. And then you get to watch it happen. And then you get to have those moments where you get goosebumps and you think, oh, it just happened. Look at that. And all I had to do was open up All I had to do was receive. All I had to do was say, here it is, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's when we do our best work, when we let go and don't work. So we just have to wear our divinity. Know that that is you. Know that you have that access in every single moment. So all those times in the Bible, I forget how many times there's something I read somewhere, how many times do not fear is in there. Yeah. Do not fear, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Do not fear, do not fear, don't fear. Oh my God, don't fear. Yeah. Oh, don't fear. It's all good. Everything is always working out for us, is it not? Yes. We might not like how it looks, but it is working. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know. Put on the goodness that you are. Put on the love that you are. Let it go to work. Put on your little God patch. Wherever you need it. Right here. I usually need mine over my mouth. Right here. Quentin's going to buy like 2 cases of them right now. Put them right here. Just a strip right here. Is that all I had to do? So he's thinking. Be still and know. Do not fear. It's not complicated, family. It's not. It's really very, very simple. But we have to get our human selves knowing that that is true for us. What was our word last week? Gentleness. Gently let your human self know. Tell your brain, chill out. Chill out. The answer's here. The answer's coming. And the quieter you get, the more I can hear the answer. So just let your brain settle down. Let it do its thing. Leave the ducks alone. Let the feathers settle. Let the quacking get quiet. And wait. Just be still and wait. Let it work. Let it work. Let consciousness work. That thing that you have access to, let it do its thing. It's a miraculous, miraculous thing. And the more we let it go, the more we practice that, and just like Glenna read, every thought, word, and deed will be a prayer. And you'll know that all God's world is holy. It's holy. You'll feel like you'll know every single step you take is on holy ground. You'll know that. You'll know that. Let's take this into meditation. So just breathe. I just want you to concentrate on that black space behind your eyelids. Just be in the nothingness, the seeming nothingness, but where everything resides. wealth, your health, love, compassion, harmony, unity, strength, power, an infinite number of ideas, comfort, rest, blessed rest for the body, the mind, the soul, for the heart. Is in that nothingness. In the abyss that used to frighten us are all the answers to all the questions, to all the conflicts. When we let go fully to divine consciousness, is where we find everything we've ever needed. And at some point when you recognize that with every step we are on holy ground, you realize you need nothing. You have everything. Waiting for you to open up. Waiting for you to say yes. Waiting for you to surrender. Waiting for you to let that tight grip you have on an issue, to let it go. Waiting for you to see that thing that's driving you crazy as no thing, nothing. Waiting for you to recognize goodness, love, order, clarity. Waiting for you to put it on. Waiting for you to own it. Waiting for you to claim it. Waiting for you to embrace it, to fall into it, to trust, and to let it work for you. God is ever waiting for us to open up so that it can work through us, as us, for us. To recognize that we are the very thing we've been waiting for, praying for. We are blessed beyond measure. We are fully supported. that we are free and unlimited. Waiting for us to radiate love. To shine our light. To shine brilliantly, unapologetically, boldly. Infinitely. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just relax in it. There's nothing to do. Let it roll over you, through you. Let it be you. Let yourself be it. One more deep breath, breathing in. Hold it at the top. Say thank you, exhale. Inhale again. Yes, and thank you, exhale. Fully relaxed, in deep gratitude, feeling free, feeling joy, feeling love. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen.